Where they at, bro?
No declining here. Greatest king of all time is here. Every day in this presence, that be the most wonderful time of the year. Making our enemies mad, they making plastic on the top us. Not knowing that we got that glow, can the battle really stop us? The most high got us. See, we love the Father and keep his commandments. That kingdom advancement, this be the everyday anthem. Gotta get your hands up, stand up, shout from the stanzas. Now, who that team to be standing tall? Who that team to give God their own? Who that rockin' both law and grace? Who that walkin' this walk of faith? Who that talkin' real bold as giants? Who that...
What's up, everybody? Welcome to IMTV News, where we share the good news of the Most High. Anyone connected to Him is a new creation. Old things have passed away. All things made new. And who I'm talking with tonight on this awesome, beautiful sunset, I got Jenny HBO, the highly blessed one. What's good with you?
Good evening. Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Man, so for starters, can you share with the people where you're from?
I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. I'm currently residing in Springfield, Massachusetts.
That's what's up, BX. Man, so how did you become HBO? Because with a name like that, I'm sure you had to battle everybody. BET, MTV, VH1, UPN, You Pick a Negro. Let's get ready to rumble.
Oh, that's funny that you asked me that. Well, HBO started off as a punchline, and one of my cousin's raps actually he was using it as the hottest boy out. And when I was rapping with him, he threw that out. He threw that punchline to me as the hottest B out, because we wasn't always rapping for
Oh,
Jesus, And that
yeah.
was a punchline. That was a punchline. And then God just put me back on track because I always was raised up in church in the background of just knowing that I got a purpose and that God is real. So shout out to my mama for doing that, putting that God consciousness within me. And basically when I just got back to doing music, because I started off, my rap name was like Little Preacher, just and then um like I said, you know had some time where I wasn't really rapping for God, and I got connected with my cousin, and that was a little punchline we was throwing around, and it was catchy. So when I got back to just doing music for God, he just turned it around. So the meaning of it now is the highly blessed one. So yeah, it went from hottest B out to the highly blessed one.
Man, and that's also what I wanted to ask. How did you begin walking with the Most High?
I mean, I was born and raised, in church. My mother, she just always, raised us up. But like I said, just God fearing, God conscious, always took us to church, and just having just experiences in life. From an early age, I can just remember just knowing that there was a God somewhere. And I just, like I said, just being raised and taught that I have a purpose and stuff. Like I've always had that root in me. I don't mean I always, walk by, what I was being taught or what I, know was right or was taught was right, because we all sin and fall short of his glory. But
Hmm.
yeah, like I always, even when I wasn't doing godly things, I always believed there was a God.
Yeah, for sure. Man, so not only are you musically gifted, but you're also an agent of change with degrees like criminal justice, human services, social work. Like, what made you want to do this awesome work in the community?
Um, um, Education is important to me. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the whole, traditional educational system per se, but just this is a
Hmm.
society that we live in, and that's what they respect. They respect degrees and credentials, not that it shouldn't be respected. But to answer your question, just going through things in life, having a brother that was like railroaded and having to do 20 years in prison, as a young
man.
black man, just seeing the injustice in general for people of color when it comes down to the criminal justice system. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I know that I wanted to have that knowledge and education. Like the goal was to have a double master's in social work and criminal justice, but I kind of deviated from that a little bit. But yeah, I did. First I just went to the criminal justice, just trying to just learn a little more about laws and stuff, my own personal knowledge as well. And then human services just kind of fell, you know, um, right in line with it. And then I just went further and just got my master's in social work. It's all in alignment. But just trying to be productive, not really sure what I wanted to do, but just knowing that this definitely wanted to be a person of service and having knowledge and understandings of systems, and different levels of it. Not even done with my educational journey, but yeah, just personal, like I said, experiences, just going through stuff, just wanting to be, informed as much as I can be, and wanting to be aware of the laws and, um, you know, systems that we're living in every day, these systems, to
Mhm.
find knowledge for advocacy as well as just, being, an agent of change and an advocate for other people. So,
Yeah, for sure, man. So, can you share about your musical journey from 2011 to now?
I mean, musical journey, like, yeah, that was a big difference for me. Like, I put my first album out in 2011 about my father's business. Like, was um I was young. I was like 19, 20 when I really started like rapping and just like recording, and taking music a little more serious. And um I put out about my father's business literally when I was homeless, with my first child. Um I
Mm.
was working overnights in a group home with, DCF foster youth, just writing music, just looking at the state of, music, just looking at, my life, because ultimately that's what I do. I write about my life. I write about experiences I experience, as well as, experiences that affect me, even if they're not, directly happening to me. But I was writing, music back then. I got connected with Juancito and I started recording my first, album. And like I said, I was homeless. I was staying in a home that my church owned. And I was actually homeless with my mother at the time, which was, a little different within itself because I'm an ex foster care kid. And as an adult, I was reconnected with my mother, and she was actually homeless with me for a little bit. But in that time, just, testimony within itself, just being able to connect with my mother, um, still be able to work, go to school, try to keep a positive outlook, being homeless when other, most people would just be, woe is me. Like I didn't have, but I did have those moments. But, just hindsight, just looking at just God's hand through it all, because he kept his hand on me. I put that music out. My mother got her first Social Security, back, check, and she helped me put it out. We ended up, getting our own spot, whatever, after the fact. But, that's the about my father's business. I was homeless, put that out, just believing that I had a gift and a call, and that this is something I should be doing. You know, life happened in between there. Took like 8 years to put out Gloves Off, which is a very, project I'm very proud of. I explored more, sounds, and, express more of myself through that, and just really just was just touching on things that I felt like needed to be said, in different ways. And then right after that, less than a year later, I put out Ralph's Way. And Ralph's Way is like my baby. It's like a place where I just know I just cried a lot, just really didn't, I just explored myself as an artist and didn't care, just a little bit more about what people thought or felt about what I was doing. as long as God is pleased with me, then I'm good. So I feel like all the music has just been a freeing journey for me. I feel like each project that I do is just I'm freer to express and minister and to do what God would have me to do in the way that He would have me to do it, regardless of people's opinions or thoughts about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it.
For sure. Man, well, I got some videos, some music on display that I want to present for the people. Man, the first video, we're gonna take a quick break. I want to play is I got a message. So I'm a so we're gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna spin that real quick and we'll be right back. IMTV News, Jenny HBO. You heard?
World changer in the building. I'm praying, roughest in your healing. Repentance be the only penicillin. Advocate, social worker for the children. Yeah, world changer in the building. Nah, I ain't just staring at the ceiling. I'm praying, God's in your healing. Repentance be the only penicillin. I got a message for the world. I got a message, y'all. I got a message. To every side. Walking around with your head hanging low, cause somebody told you your dream is worried obtainable. Get it out. Yeah. We outside. I got a message for the world. I got a message, y'all. I got a message. To every sad boy and girl. Chill up now. Walking around with your head hanging low, cause somebody told you your dream is worried obtainable. Get it out. We outside. When the stress upon my brain and my heart is full of pain, I call upon His name and He answers. Yeah, I seek and I find and gives me answers. Shout out to all the teachers and the pastors. Know that everything I do it from the heart. I take this thing seriously, baby, this is art. No, my name ain't take off, but I'm about to take off. Jenny HBO got these demons screaming, oh Lord. I got a message, I got an answer.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Got a message. Man, and shout out to Frederick Hallelujah, man. I see you in the chest, man. Thanks for showing love, yo.
Yeah,
Man,
I was
so
I was trying to comment, but I don't know, it won't let me comment. But shout outs to Frederick for sure. I was I was trying to comment.
man, that Roth was way like. Can you share the inspiration behind that album?
I mean, Rafa's Way is like I said, that's just it's a special project to me. Even, just, more of like the reggae type vibe. I've always loved, reggae music and, you know, um I'm an ex foster care kid, so like I always knew like, there was some islands within my bloodline somewhere on my father's side, but I wasn't like 100% sure. But my father had passed away about 2 years ago now. And he when I went to his service, I got to meet like just a bunch of my family, just beautiful chocolate Caribbeans, and they just gave me some identity. I found out my father's father was from St. Kitts, and his mother was from the Virgin Islands. Like I said, I always just love my Jamaicans, and I could always pick up on the patois and stuff, and just never really knew, to the point where I was questioning myself, like, am I a little poser or something, because I could just pick up whatever. So, just finding out that piece about my roots, my roots, and just, like I said, I've had like other tracks where I play with little accents and stuff, just messing around, just playing with the creativity part, but just knowing that that's a part of me, Like I said, I love Bob Marley. I love just, my Caribbeans in general, reggae music, the genre itself. And just going in there and not, feeling like I'm fake or I'm phony or something. I got people questioning me right now, like, yo, Jenny, you Jamaican? I'm just like, girl, I know. I just had his way on this album. And it's just it's a freeing album for me. It's a fun album for me. There's a lot of pain attached with it too, but even with the craftiness of how God allowed me to um express it, and just keep, on the hope tip and Jesus is the answer through it all, that through my music I can express my hurt, my pain. Like, it was a fun. Like, I feel like that's the quickest, most freest album I ever have done. Shout out to my friend and my engineer, executive producer, Irvin Batiste. He's been working with me. We did Gloves All together, and we did Rafa's Way together. And when I was speaking to him about the experience, like for the first song on there, like I freestyled like the whole song. And like that whole
Word.
experience with itself, like you need another 30 minutes just to tell that testimony. So we ain't gonna go there right now, but we'll say that for another time. Because like that experience with itself was just like the birth of something that I didn't even know was in me, but what that was in me. And then just, the healing, like that's why I named it Rafa's Way. Rafa means to heal, it means to restore. So I expressed, some things that a lot of people, didn't really know about me. Oftentimes, as a woman of color, a black woman, we just, are forced to wear this, mask of strength and just walk around like everything's everything. And like I went through a lot, with my children's fathers, just, the loss of my mother and my father, just, being raised up in foster care. Like, it was just a lot of stuff that for a long time, like I never really addressed. And just like, I feel like just knowing that I had a kid, knowing that I have a call on my life or whatever, that was always like the reason, not intentionally, to like question, some of the things we
Mhm.
go through, whatever. Like that was just, oh, God gotta call my life. I just gotta go through whatever. And but never really actually identifying, looking at, assessing and healing and going through, acknowledging like the pain and the effects that these different experiences have had on us, and just like I said, a person of color and just not being even considered a human being when you talk about mental health, never mind that, but just coming from the historically America and how America was set up, what I'm saying, for black people, just not caring about our mental health, not caring us about our human beings. So to be able to just, like, I went through therapy, like literally I, got me a therapist, went to therapy, even though I've been a therapist for everybody, I went and got me some therapy. And, you got Rafa's Way. Like, that's all like part of it. Just, expressing myself through, through music, going to get therapy and, just going on that journey. Like, that's like the shortest album I ever did. It's fun. I know it's, meaningful in so many different ways. And I just pray that it's a blessing. Like, I know exactly like where I was with every single song on that album and, what the significance of it is. So, yeah.
Yeah, I really love the diversity in that project as I was listening to it. This girl is on fire, man. So I
Yo.
want,
As a kid, no, like which one are you talking about? The first song, like the first track.
not
I got Yammy on fire, and then this girl is on fire.
well, I'm right now, like I'm talking about the whole project, but there is a few songs I wanted to ask about on the album.
Right.
So
Okay.
the first one I want to ask about, what was your inspiration behind "Be Restored"?
Okay. Be restored. Um, my mother. My mother was a beautiful person physically, emotionally, I mean physically, just spiritually, you know, um intellectually, like, she just was a beautiful person. And um she had a great call on her life. And I just realized that just hearing her stories, and her being unable to like take care of us, like she was a single mother, how that took a toll on her, losing us to foster care, and just being a woman and just going through things myself in relationships and stuff. People used to tell me all the time that my mother was crazy, and we do that to a lot of gifted people. I was always told that stupid people don't go crazy. So my mother, she dealt with a lot of trauma, that stemmed from her upbringing, roots of rejection and things of that nature. And I basically, I fell down some of her similar paths, when it came down to the individuals I chose to procreate with, and try to do this so-called love thing, and that's no slight to love, because God is love. But what we think is
Mhm.
love, oftentimes is so far from what God calls love. But and just realizing how broken I was, and you know like the places that I could have went, if I didn't have, the strong root and faith in God. Not that my mother didn't, but I was able to overcome a lot better than her, and
Mhm.
me just kind of just connecting, hey, my mother wasn't crazy. My mom was just tired. My mom was broke down. My mother was abused. My mother was left to raise children all by herself. And she didn't have a village. She didn't have people who poured into her and showed her you know who she was and how beautiful she is, and how that stemmed from the home. So just me seeing that, me being able to connect the dots with my personal choices and how they affected me and how they were similar to my mother. um it just was a song for me to just connect, the two stories, and say, hey, I see you, mother. I love you. I see it from a different lens. And you don't have to worry about me, what I'm saying, because I overcame this demon. I overcame this demon of being broken from making poor choices in relationships. So I'm good. I'm striving every day to be better in God and do my purpose. And I'm trusting that God, when in his due season, he'll send me who I'm supposed to be with. Um, that was a message to her, like, I'm a genius like my mother. No, my mother wasn't crazy. They just broke her and left her with them babies. And
Mhm.
yeah, I was broken, in different ways. However, I didn't stay that way. I'm overcoming, every day, and I'm going to help empower other people. And it's not a bash me song. It's me sincerely just talking to the Father of my children, and say, I pray, you be restored. My desire wasn't to be on some I'm going down, MJB. As much as we love her, yeah, I could tell my
Mhm.
story, but sisters, yeah, we could still get up from here. And at the end of the day, I'm not wishing nothing ill on you. I pray you get it together. You're the father of my sons.
For sure. Man, the next song I want to mention is a song you made for the Kings, Black Man.
What do you want to know?
The inspiration, what inspired that song?
I mean, even with that one, it's pretty heavy. I was going through therapy and stuff, and um, honestly, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. That's all I could do is tell you the truth. It was inspired by when I was going through my healing process and stuff. God, was basically just reminding me of some abuse that I had went through when I was younger and stuff. I had, not that I ever, what I'm saying, didn't remember it happened or whatever, or whatever, but it was like I said, I was going through a healing process, and he just took me, felt like Ebenezer Scrooge, when he was taking you back through Christmas past, just showing you different things, whatever. And I pretty much just had like a whole like grieving process, like in my car. I was angry, and I cried, shed my little tears, whatever. And then I had a therapy session like right after that. And then I had the ability to choose what I wanted to share at that point because, Jesus, God is truly, our wonderful counselor, not that it doesn't help talking to human beings as well, but he can, heal us and take us through whatever we need to go through. And then he'll let us navigate what we just choose to disclose, and then sometimes it's not meant to disclose to everybody, but he'll let you disclose to different people at different times for his glory's sake, but that's pretty much what happened. And it's like, I just thought about, just being unprotected as a woman, as a young lady, my mother just not being protected because oftentimes when, the father's not in the home, you know, there's a breach, and the enemy could come in, so um you can see that in anything, when you have war, the first thing they do is take the men out, we can see that in the natural war. So if you see that, know that's the same concept when it comes down to the spiritual warfare, when it comes down to the home dynamic and everything, God has always called for the man to be there. He's a protector, he's a provider, you know what I'm saying? He's a king in the house. So, the vulnerability is always going to be exploited, when you don't have the man in his proper place. So that was where that song came from. It's like a cry to the black men, what I'm saying, to be present, to be, who God has called him to be. I understand, I empathize, as a woman of color, as a black woman, and, trust in God in spite of all the things that are up against you. That's one thing about black people. We ain't going nowhere. No matter what they try to do, we ain't going nowhere because no matter what they say, the remnant of black people love God, and
Right.
that's my message, Yeah, we know we got all this going on, but if you trust in God, he going to take care of us just like he took care of us all these years.
True indeed. Um, the next song, Inspiration, Yeah Me on Fire.
Well, yeah, me on fire. First of all, shout out to Irv again because I've been working with my man's for almost a decade now, and at the time, he was just doing what we do, as far as like recording these songs, and he put his input in it, which is very much very important because I respect his opinion. Excuse me, he ain't steered me wrong. Like everybody who listens to the music, be like, yo, I know you got somebody who know what's going on, know what they doing. Like it's quality. So I trust his opinion. I don't be trying to act like I'm all that. Like I got people around me when it come down to my beat makers, when it come down to my engineers. I be like, listen, that sound good. Like right now, we working on a song right now. We got to go back and get it right. I'm not feeling it, and I know we gonna get it right. So it's no rush. Like we really love music, but he has been like making beats and stuff for a long time. But he pulled that out the archive from me, and he was like, cause like I said, we just had this engineer recording relationship, and that's my friend too. But like he ain't never threw me a beat, and I'm like, come on, now I know you've been sitting on some stuff for a minute. So since I was on my little reggae tip, he went in the vault and he pulled that out, and I'm just like, he gave me two. I'm just like, I just started writing to that, and basically, like everything that I'm saying in that song is what I'm asking God to do. Like, first of all, I'm excited, I'm enthusiastic, I'm in a whole nother genre. Like I'm making music I ain't never heard before. I'm still trying to figure out who on this track. So like this is like a prayer between me and God. Like I'm on fire right now. And it might sound arrogant, but I know that I'm on fire right now. But God, don't let nothing quench this fire. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
everybody ain't happy. Even when you bring a new song to somebody, you be looking for responses. People be all
Yeah.
dry. And it's like they not excited that you done tapped into something. And it's like, you got to be careful with that. So Like that was a sincere. Like I'm on fire. I'm not gonna let nothing quench my fire, and I'm not gonna let nothing turn me around because even sometimes the people I'm working with sometimes they be low in spirit, and I'm trying to keep everybody on 1,000. It's like
Yeah,
put the energy up here with me. So that was like, yeah, it was catchy. Yeah, it was my first like dance hall, but that was our prayer more than anything. Like, Lord, keep me on fire. Don't let nothing quench this fire because I like what's going on right now, and I just wanted to get better.
for
And
sure.
we overcome by the words of our testimony. So like I'm speaking it, like
Yup.
I'm speaking it.
Speak that mug into existence. Man, and one more song I want to name. I want to call. Um, my bad. I'm getting tongue tied. One more song is actually the video I just played. I got a message.
Okay, so I got a message. The whole album, the whole album, I was just on my little reggae vibe, and you know, I'm taking my audience, whoever taps in with me on a whole new journey as I'm on this journey, but I just had to remind them I could still rap.
Yep.
Like that was, that was like, that was one of like one of the, motivations, the beat, itself, um, shout out to Nicholas Thomas out in Texas. Nick
Texas.
got beats. Yeah, out in Texas. I think he in Houston. But yeah, um that song is like exactly what I'm saying. Like, the spot the inspiration is like don't stop dreaming. Like, and me as well. I'm just prophetically like I'm feeling inspired. Like I like the momentum I'm picking up with this album. I just dropped, Gloves Off 2023, just about to drop, Ralph's Way 2024, like, and I'm just like, listen, like, don't stop dreaming. That's what the song is, I got a message for the world, to every sad boy and girl walking around with your head hanging low because somebody told you your dreams weren't obtainable. Here I am, about to drop an album at 40 years old, believe it or not. And like, yeah, that's the message. Like, don't stop dreaming. You got, if you got a message for God, you got it for the world. Like, don't stop dreaming, little boy. Whether it's the young little boy, or the little boy that's in the grown man. I feel like young people don't ever let nobody stop you from dreaming, and I feel like older people, like if you have stopped dreaming, get back to dreaming. Because God is in that. He don't want us to stop dreaming. And my last line in that song, I said, no, my name ain't take off, but I'm about to take off. Jenny HBO got these demons screaming, oh Lord, that's just me talking prophetically against all the demons that be in my head. Like people could think it's arrogant, whatever. I'm speaking it for me. And if you feel some type of way, oh well. Because you don't know what I've been
Man,
going through and now what I'm speaking. What they say, the power of the tongue. That's what I'm doing. I'm speaking it because, baby, I don't necessarily see it all, but I'm gonna keep speaking it until it's that.
man, that reminds me like um, on Facebook, I recently shared my mixtape, Y'all City Dreaming, and I wrote a song on there called Dream Big.
Hmm.
And it relates to everything you just said. It's never too late to dream big. Because in the song, I'm saying, now I'm truly understanding. I faced many challenges, but dreams still became reality.
Yeah,
So true indeed, man. It's never too late to dream big.
for sure. And I think that's what God wants us to do. Like we talking about this big God we serve, and we just try to limit him. If Abraham could have a baby at 90 years old, or ever however old he was, like, why we still
Hmm.
thinking we can't do whatever we had in our heart and mind to do? Especially if God is in it. As long as God in
For
it, we
sure.
good.
So what I want to ask at this time is, how does the Most High inspire Jenny HBO to keep moving forward?
I mean, I mean, it's inspired me. Like I believe that I have a call on my life. You know, ever since I can remember, you know, I've had a relationship with him, and he's been with me and taking me through all kind of, you know, life trials and tribulations, whether it be my own poor choices or some choices I was born into. So, um, the bet, like, you know, we all going through stuff in life, and the one thing that I keep inspired is I one thing that keeps me motivated is I know that no matter what happens in life, whether I'm acting a fool or just folks just acting a fool, and I'm just, you know, caught in the crossfire, that nothing has caught God by surprise. So that is something that motivates me, that even when we make mistakes, you know, his grace is sufficient. You know, that not that we should use that as a, you know, a ticket to do our thing, but you know, we are human and we fall short, you know, so nothing catches him by surprise. And my motto, you know, is something that keeps me going, is I believe that everything I go through is only just to show you you can make it if you let Jesus help you.
Yeah,
So I put that in one of my songs, and that is my biggest motivation, that I have purpose. He put me on this planet, for a reason, and even my indiscretions didn't catch him by surprise. And whatever I'm going through, as long as I keep my hand in his hand, he gonna use it to bless somebody else, and that's my desire. If I can help somebody not fall in the same mistakes I made, and you know get something quicker than I learned it, then I've done my job.
man, for sure. And if the highly blessed one can inspire others to be highly blessed, what would she say to them?
I mean, just keep God first, and then take it serious. When you look at everything that's going on, if you really feel like you got a call on your life, which we do, take it serious. Whatever you're doing, invest in yourself. Try not to get caught up on who's not doing and who's not supporting, and just focus on who is. And you'll be a lot happier when you just focus on the people who love you without no type of gun put to their head.
For sure. Man, what to everybody watching and listening, in additional news, make sure y'all go check out Rafa's Wave, Jenny HBO, available everywhere. Shout out to my crew, y'all for life. Dropping seeds on my boy J Martin every Saturday on YouTube. Shout out to my boy Hondo Alatunde, his show Tears from the Sip every Wednesday on YouTube. And then shout out to my boy Abdullah Makaya Sharala, Houston Brews class every Sabbath at 11 a.m. And then you can catch us all together on Saturday evening. Is to Hear Music Review. Once again, shout out to Hondo Alatunde and another OG by the name of G5. They just dropped a new album together called Fallen. We'll be reviewing that tomorrow on YouTube. Man, yo, this has been an amazing IMTV news report. Jenny HBO, I thank you once again for coming through.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Man, no problem at all. So as we close out, man, I got another video from you that I want to spin. I love this song too, man. This one is called My People. Man, real quick, what inspired that one, man? If you could just share that real quick.
Man, inspires exactly what's in the hook. I'm trying
My
to make
people.
music that moves my people. We killing and acting the fool. My people. Oh, I understand the plight of my people. Gloves off, ready to fight for my people. It's like I'm just, that's what I am, an agent of change. Social justice. That's what we standing up for. And I'm gonna speak to my people. We need to stop it. We keep blaming the white man, and we need to stop it. So let's, I just want to be a person that put that good music out and let you know I'm for y'all. but let's get it together. So I hope it's encouraging, it's inspiring. Like the visuals and stuff, it was very intentional. I do play, I'm getting into more of these videos. So as I get, more comfortable, the videos will get better and better. But hey, I can't sit here and wait for everything's perfect. We done did that way too long. So just grow with me and you'll see us continue to evolve as you take this journey with me, because most importantly is what I'm saying in the message, so let's wake up, let's, support each other. Let's stop all this, hate with each other, this internal racism within itself. And let's, turn back to God and let him heal us and remind us of truly who we are, for real.
For sure.
We some powerful people, so we know this. So why we keep acting stupid?
On the real, little Kwam Yasharala, indeed, rise up, my people. Man, oh yeah, and shout out to Music Man and Travell. I see y'all showing love in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. But here it is, Jenny HBO, as we close out. This is called My People. Thank everybody once again for tuning in. Remember to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Take care and be. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I just want to shout out Regina because she made this happen. I can't be forgetting people, because I wouldn't even know you. And I ain't trying to be one of those people. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I remember folks. So shout out to Regina.
Thank you for reminding me, because yes, I am supposed to shout out Miss Gina Livewire, man. Thank you for connecting us and allowing us to meet and talk. So appreciate you indeed, Gina. But man, yeah, coming up next, my people, much love. Take care, everybody. Blessings and shalom.
Yeah. You already know. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Girl, HBO.
I'm trying to make music that moves my people. We killing and hacking and fool my people. Oh, I understand, apply to my people. Love so ready to fight for my people. I'm trying to make music that moves my people. We killing and hacking and fool my people. Just me understand, apply to my people. Love so ready to fight for my people.
I grip this mic, giving blind men sight. Have them thinking twice, are you really about that life? Really about to shoot your brother cause you can't fight? Over a chick you barely even knew last night? They already killing us, they don't need our help. Filling the prisons, continuing to build their wealth. Trying to keep us down, but we been top shelf. It's time to open our eyes and get some knowledge yourself. We young black kings and queens, that's our identity. Yo, my brother, I'm your sister, we are not enemies. Gotta get up, support each other by any means. When we stick together, there's nothing we can't achieve. Wake up, stand up, the media telling us lies. We need to make better decisions, make moves out of wise. Hearts heavy, had the tears rolling our eyes. We gotta keep our heads high and continue to rise, cause it's
UNIT, one black.
You already know.
All we do is walk around.
I'm ready to fight. This is for my people.
UNIT, one black. What a beautiful sight.
You already know, gloves
All
off.
we do is walk around, making moves.
I'm tired of marching. Tired of marching for something that should have been mine at birth. I don't mind saying to you tonight that I'm tired of the tension surrounding our day. I don't mind saying to you tonight that I'm tired of living every day under the threat of death. I have no martyr complex. I want to live as long as anybody in this building tonight. And sometimes I begin to doubt whether I'm going to make it through. I must confess I'm tired.
What a beautiful sight. What a beautiful sight.
Chosen ones never blend in. Your spirit knows you are never ordinary. While others are being formed, you are being forged. Because chosen ones aren't put on display, they're put through the fire.
Done stepped out the blaze, still had smoke in my lungs, pulse beating like a war cry from the depths of the slums. Had ashes on my boots from the past, but I survived. Had to walk through the flame just to feel like I'm alive. I felt trapped in the hush where my courage was tossed. Was trying to cut through the silence, but the echo was lost. I kept my soul in the furnace, let the pressure apply. Now I glisten like steel with a scar on the side. This ain't no metaphor. Now I was really in pain when the sun don't rise and them tears leave a stain. Where fire refines me and it hardens my frame. Hold my ground solid firm, I can't be shaking the tank. Done carry many burdens, they feel so heavy and cold. I've been crafted from the struggle, been refined like some gold. Many whispers of doubt try to break my resolve, but silence was your shadow when I chose to evolve. You don't know what you started, but a spark became a flame. We done stepped in the furnace and you set it all ablaze.
Been tried in the fire,
But we are not afraid.
tried in the fire.
We still standing, we remain. You don't know what you started, but a spark became a flame. We done stepped in the furnace and you set it all ablaze.
Been tried in the fire,
But we are not afraid.
tried in the fire.
We still standing, we remain.
Can't go through this life asleep, never to be woken. Put no thought into what all does it mean. We come from nothing, they was bluffing. Said the rules are all meant to be broken. They full of lies, they be hoping you fall. They like to downplay the sin and then give you a scald and turn around and do the same damn thing. But then they faultless hypocrites, scoffers. Put you through the fire, they legit heartless. Devils in disguise, I sparked the rise, consumed my mind in a blaze. Became a fire, spirit brighter than the eye of a flame. Rise through the pain, if it's burning, never comes back the same. Embrace the change. And from the ashes became a living vessel. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Now I'm stronger, now I'm wiser. Feel the gas in the tank, it fueled my faith. Led the way, it ain't no curves, it's just straight to heaven's gate. It ain't no place like the one y'all creates. Don't show up late.
You don't know what you started, but a spark became a flame. We done stepped in the furnace and you set it all ablaze.
Been tried in the fire,
But we are not afraid.
tried in the fire.
We still standing, we remain. You don't know what you started, but a spark became a flame. We done stepped in the furnace and you set it all ablaze.
Been tried in the fire,
But we are not afraid.
tried in the fire.
We still standing, we remain.
Walking the truth and bust a move on. Girl with a y'all, we bust a move on. Spread on the one, we bust a move on. Don't bust a girl, we bust a move on. Walking the truth, we bust a move on. Girl with a y'all, we bust a move on. Spread on the one, we bust a move on. We're out here making moves, you heard? Listen up. Wisdom, that means eyes open to the most high. Speaking from the room, push your